Cheers. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Ken, and I'm on a journey to lose as much weight as I possibly can so I can become a fat guy no more. Well, the second week of June is over. Yeah. This was a tough week for me, honestly. You know, no beating around the bush on it. It was tough. There were a lot of things going on. So, this is where I would normally say, let's jump into treadmill tracking, but there was nothing to track. I literally did not get up on that treadmill a single time this week. Not once, not twice, nothing, not at all. Didn't do it. So why didn't I get up on the treadmill? Well, it's a pretty easy answer, honestly. Because my foot. That blister from when we went to Tulsa, yeah, it's still pretty good size, and it's popped at least. But that just made it even more tender. And so yeah, every step I take, it just hurts. And I just am not gonna get up on that treadmill and have something go wrong and potentially fall again. So I don't foresee me actually getting up there for a while, to be truthful with you. I did, however, do one walk. If you saw my video where I talked about progress, that one right there. If you haven't, I'll link it at the end, but if you saw that one, you'll know that I went down around Lake Hefner here in Oklahoma City, and I got a timed walk in. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. If you haven't watched it, please go watch that video. I'll link it at the end, and you'll see exactly why I probably shouldn't have done that. But that's the only exercise I got this week, and again, I don't foresee me getting up on the treadmill for a while because of this foot. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes though. So we had a friend that came to town from back home in Washington. It was great to see her. Of course, that also meant that we went and ate out a lot. I did my best to try to make, you know, decent choices. We went to Jason's Deli one day, and of course it's a salad bar, so I had me a salad, which is just perfect, absolutely perfect. It's what I like to do when I'm on the road. Of course, I went just a little overboard with the dressing, so the sodium count was way up there, and you know, I wasn't too worried about it. And so it's, you know, one of those things where you go out once, you got to enjoy it, but then that once turned into twice, which turned into 3 times, which turned into a 10:30 p.m. run at Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, so it just, it wasn't a good week at all, but I am a firm believer that you've got to live. If you've got friends coming in from out of town, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. But know what it's going to do to you, but enjoy it. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm a true believer in milestones versus goals. And that belief states that I will get to those milestones when they happen. You know, I'm not going to rush it. Oh yeah, sure. I'd love to be down to 275, 250, you know, like tomorrow if I could. But I know that that's not, you know, reality. There are things that are going to be happening in life, and you just want to enjoy them. So when Cress was in town, and by the way, shout out to Lauren. Thank you so much for letting your mom come visit. Next time, you should come with her. So yeah, when she was in town, we went and did several things, including playing tourist in Oklahoma City. How about that? It's the town that we've lived in now for over 2.5 years, and we've never done some of these things. Like we went into Bricktown. I go to the ballpark all the time, right? But I've never gone to the lower part of Bricktown and taken the water taxi ride. So if you've never been to Oklahoma City, if you happen to come, this is something you should really check out. It is really neat. It's about a 40 minute ride, cost about $13. They take you through the canal that was man-made there and tell you the history of not only Oklahoma City, but of the land rush of Oklahoma, how the nickname Sooners came along, all of that fun stuff. It was a great time. We had a lot of fun doing it. I'm glad we got to. We also went over and checked out the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial while it lit up at night. I've never done that, so I'm glad I got the opportunity to go over there and share that with Cress and my wife. It was, it's very somber. I like to say that it's such a beautiful place to go visit, but man, the horror that took place there, to be able to call it beautiful is just so strange, but there's no other word to describe it other than beautiful, honestly. So that was a very interesting time, getting to see it. The reflection off the reflecting pool at night was just wicked, absolutely wicked. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. As always, I got my phone with me so I can read it. So it looks like for that past week, I averaged, what is that, 1,305 calories per day. That's a target of 1,300. So that's not too bad, especially considering that I went out multiple times and ate out at restaurants. That's not bad at all. It shows that I averaged 65 grams of protein per day. Yeah, that's down. My minimum target is 75, and I only managed to get 65. So that tells you a lot of what I ate was actually junk. It didn't have protein in it. I mean, I had things like at Buffalo Wild Wings, I had some cauliflower wings. They were really good, but of course there's not a whole lot of protein in that. There's really not a lot of substance. That's just something that I've really wanted for a long time. So I went ahead and allowed myself to have that because, again, you only live once. And we could see that my fiber for the week was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I came in at 15 grams per day on a target of 40. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I did, to be honest with you. That was just plain terrible, and that needs to be corrected. My potassium came in at 977 milligrams per day on a target of 4,000. This one kind of shocks me, but when I look back, I know exactly what happened. First and foremost, I do take 2 potassium pills a day with my daily medicine. Didn't realize it, but I ran out of them. And so when I filled up my pill box, there was none in there. And just during the week, I was just taking those. And when I went to refill it, I'm like, where's my potassium pills? They were nowhere to be seen, so I needed to order them. So that explains part of that. And I was also out of my favorite drink, Vita Coco. Not sponsored, but they should sponsor me because I absolutely love this stuff. And if you look at it, it's got, where is it at? 646 milligrams of potassium per 11.1 ounce container here, with only 60 calories and just 65 milligrams of sodium. That's spectacular. This stuff is amazing. I typically drink at least 2 of these a day. Helps me get my water in, as well as get extra potassium, which is what my body needs. So I kind of upped this to 3 a day, these last few days. So this is number 2 today. Probably get at least 1 more in. And now let's talk about sodium. Well, as we can clearly see, and if you followed me, I target 1,200 milligrams a day. But this week I came in at 1,648. Yeah, that's what eating out will do for you. Again, you've heard me say it. I'm like a broken record. I don't care about calories. I'm more concerned about sodium. Sodium's a big thing for me. And I know there's a lot of people that don't even have to look at sodium, don't even have to care about sodium. And I'm very envious of those people. But since it is a big thing for me, and it's going to make me hold water, gain weight, even if it's temporary, it still can be very, very frustrating. So I like to watch that. Well, obviously this week, I didn't do that. So 1,648, it's something I'm going to have to live with and just move forward, make sure we try to get that back down and do much better. With that said, what did I do on the scale? I was dreading getting on the scale after those few nights of eating out at restaurants, knowing all of that sodium that I had brought in. But with that said, whatever the scale said, I was going to take it because I needed to own it. I mean, that's just how it is. Again, this is a journey, not a sprint. And some weeks you go up, some weeks you don't. And this week, I went down 2 pounds. 2 pounds. Man, I don't know what happened. Absolutely don't know what happened. With all that sodium on me, I have no clue. I went from 376 down to 374. I don't know. I actually weighed 4 different times. I got off the scale, got back on, and did it. And finally, I called my wife and I said, could you come read this and tell me what it says? Yeah, down 2 pounds. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. very excited, and I'm looking forward to maybe a bigger week this next week. If I can get some of this fluid off me, because I can feel it from that sodium. If I can get that off, maybe I could have a pretty good week this next week. But 2 pounds, again, I've said it before, I'm not going to complain about 2 pounds at all. I'm going to celebrate it, especially after the week I had this week. But just like I've always said, at least for me, that's why I'm not worried about the calories. I'm only worried about the sodium. The sodium is a maximum. All of my other numbers that I target are minimums. I want to try to hit those levels at a baseline. But the sodium, I really don't want to go over because I know what it'll do to my body, and I could feel it in my legs. Oh man, can I feel it in my legs. Here's to next week. Maybe, hopefully, a good week. I don't know. We'll see. So that gives me a grand total weight loss of 221 pounds. 186 of those with Mounjaro. Yeah, I'm pretty happy right now, to be honest with you. I mean, 2 pounds, I'll take it any day. It was an interesting week. Like I said, we did eat out a few times. So we went to different places, or actually ordered in one time, tacos. But it's one of those things that I was still active a lot more than usual. I mean, I went out antiquing of all damn things, right? Went to a bunch of thrift shops. Actually got some clothes that I bought too. I was able to buy some 3X shirts that almost fit me, and I got 3 2X shirts that, yeah, they don't fit me, but they will eventually, and I liked them, and they were only $2, so I went ahead and bought them too. But there was a lot of walking going on, and so, you know, I don't know, maybe it just all added up, but whatever it was, 2 pounds this week, grand total of 221 pounds lost overall. I'm not going to complain about that. So yeah, June's almost half over already. The time is just flying, but doesn't it usually in the summer? Got several things coming up this summer. Got some doctor's appointments I got to go to. I've got an MRI this next week. Week after that, I've got my meeting with my doctor, doing a physical, as well as talking about Mounjaro. We're going to discuss it. She's going to be blown away. I haven't seen her in almost a year, so that's exciting. Can't wait to see her, talk about it, and once again thank her for telling me about this amazing medication that's done wonders for me in my life. I don't know. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. If you're watching it this far, first off, thank you so much. And if you're one of those that this medication has changed your life, please comment down below. Let me know. Let me know the biggest thing in your life that's changed since you've started taking Mounjaro. All right, so that's where we're going to end this one. I thank you so much for coming by and watching the video. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my journey to become a fat guy no more, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video.